Today on Good Morning Maine, a home in Abbott was left badly damaged by a hit-and-run driver.
Plus, our newly inaugurated governor signs a bill that will help Mainers cope with the high heating costs.
And people in Rockland are being taught how to administer Narcan as the area's drug problem continues to rise. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. We'll have all the day's news coming up. But first, a check of the weather. Let's just tell you right now, it is messy out there, folks. We've had freezing rain and sleet falling here in the Bangor area. Other areas are seeing snow this morning, so we can expect some very slippery driving conditions as you head out. I know a number of schools are already announcing they're closed for the day, so you may want to check ahead before you head off to school. Others are opening late today. Bottom line, just be careful out there. It took me about 10 minutes just to scrape my windshields. Thick coating of ice out there.
Absolutely, Craig. You know, it's the type of thing that I only know how to describe with expletives.
Right.
So I prefer Devin Biggs to explain it.
Let him tell us what's going on today.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. So we have winter weather advisories that are in effect. They run until about 5 o'clock this afternoon for these areas here, and that's because we do have some snow and a winter mix that is moving in. It's going to make roads a little bit slippery from time to time. We also have small cat advisories up until 1 o'clock this afternoon for this area right here. We'll pull this map further off towards the south and west, and some will expire at 4 p.m. So the times are going to be kind of various with regards to expiration times. So in general, small cat advisories along the coast today. Winter weather advisories being noted here in the purple because of some travel issues with the winter mix and some accumulating snow that is moving in now, and we're seeing it. Look at this. So we have snow being indicated here in the blue and the darker blues, indicating some heavier precipitation further off towards the south and west. That pink indicating a wintry mix or some freezing rain in a few areas, and further to the south and west in the green, of course, regular rain also being indicated. Let's zoom things out. This is that wave of energy here riding along this front, so we'll keep this going for parts of today. We'll get a little bit of a break, but maybe one more wave as we head towards tomorrow before things finally begin to ease up. But as for the winds, again, they're a little gusty out there. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast, especially over the ocean, and that is why those small craft advisories are in effect. Moving forward for today, there's a snow and that winter mix. Maybe a break later today, but more development on the way later on tonight before we start to wrap things up as we head towards your Friday morning. So your forecast for today, upper 20s, freezing rain, sleet, and snow on the way. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. That hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period will keep the snow and that winter mix going. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Thank you, Devin. Authorities are searching for a driver who crashed into a house in Abbott. The Piscataquis County Sheriff's Department says that the person fled from the scene and left the house badly damaged. Officials say it was around 4:40 Wednesday when they were called to the home on the main road. They say it appears the driver was traveling at a high rate of speed when the vehicle went off the road and slammed into the home. Fortunately, no one was there at the time, and the couple who lives there made the discovery when they returned home. By then, the driver had left the scene, and deputies are now turning to the public to help find the person. They say a preliminary investigation determined the vehicle might be a 2014 to 2018 Jeep Trailhawk. Anyone with information about the crash is urged to contact the Piscataquis County Sheriff's Department. They suspect the vehicle is also badly damaged.
Meanwhile, a Massachusetts man facing murder charges here in Maine entered a plea in court Wednesday morning. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Jorge Pagan Sanchez was arrested in December in connection with a murder that took place on November 4, 2022 in Machias. The Massachusetts native is one of 4 men facing a murder charge in the shooting of 17-year-old Brandon Guerrero of New York. Investigators learned that Emmanuel Ramos, Juan Ortiz, and Pagan Sanchez trafficked drugs from Massachusetts on Beale Street in Machias and set up a plan to kill and rob Guerrero of his drugs and money at the Machias Cemetery. Months later, residents of the tight-knit community are still on edge about the amount of drug cases occurring in town.
I want to feel like I'm living in a safe community, and over the past few years I've been seeing more and more of these drug cases that have been coming up where people have been getting murdered, and so I'm upset that this has taken place and that this is happening in our small community, and it shouldn't be.
Appearing in court Wednesday, Pagan Sanchez faced felony murder and burglary charges. He pleaded guilty to all charges, each having a potential prison sentence of 30 years and a penalty of $50,000. Prior to these charges, Pagan Sanchez had a prior felony burglary charge for an attempted armed robbery in Massachusetts. Justice Bruce Maloney accepted the plea deal. Community members say they're being extra cautious in the town they call home.
Lock your car doors. Don't leave your cars running outside before work, and lock your home. Like, I know there's a lot of people that still love this area for being able to keep their doors unlocked at night, but we've got to start.
There is no set date for when Pagan Sanchez will be sentenced. Reporting from Machias, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
A Maine man accused of attacking police officers with a machete near New York's Times Square on New Year's Eve was arraigned in court on Wednesday. 19-year-old Trevor Bickford, who was shot by police during the confrontation, was arraigned by video from a Manhattan hospital and ordered to be held without bail. Bickford, who grew up in Wells, is charged with attempting to murder police officers, assault, and attempted assault. If convicted, he faces a mandatory life sentence. Bickford told investigators he was intent on committing a jihad against government officials. Prosecutors say he shouted Allahu Akbar before striking one officer in the head and attempting to grab another officer's gun. The attack left 3 officers injured. Wells Police Captain Jerry Congdon said Bickford's mother contacted the Wells Police Department on December 10th to express concerns about her son, and the department notified the FBI. Investigators found Bickford's online postings included some mentions of Islamic extremist views. Bickford did not enter a plea and has another court appearance scheduled for Friday.
Meanwhile, the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is investigating an inmate death at the jail that they say may be due to a drug overdose. Last night at approximately 8:20, officers were alerted to an unresponsive male inmate. Despite their efforts and help from Bangor Fire and Rescue, they were unable to revive that person. The Sheriff's Office says an early investigation indicates the medical event was not caused by a physical altercation between inmates or with the staff and is now being investigated as a potential overdose death. According to the Sheriff's Office, no name is being released at this point, pending notification of that person's family members.
2 people have been arrested in connection with what police are calling a large tool theft in Hancock County. The Ellsworth Police Department has been investigating a theft from a work site at the Mill Dam that happened around December 14th and a burglary at a home on the Bangor Road that occurred around December 10th. They say more than $16,000 worth of tools and equipment were stolen during the incidents. 29-year-old Timothy Stanley of Bucksport is being charged with burglary, theft, and violation of bail in connection with the Bangor Road burglary. He was also summoned for theft for his alleged role in the Mill Dam theft. 31-year-old Jacob Carney of Eastbrook is being charged with theft for his alleged role in the theft of tools from the Mill Dam worksite. Police say nearly all of the stolen items have been recovered and returned to their rightful owners.
Well, Maine's Catholic Diocese is pushing back against several lawsuits claiming sexual abuse by priests against children for decades in Maine. Attorneys with Berman and Simmons say there are now 13 lawsuits against the diocese accusing priests and in at least one case, a nun, of sexual abuse dating back to the 50s. The legal action comes after Maine lifted its statute of limitations on sex crimes. Attorneys for the victims are releasing court documents from the diocese, motions to dismiss the lawsuits, saying lifting the statute of limitations on alleged sex crimes is unconstitutional.
It references that it wants the same protection as banks on page 20. On their motion, page 20, they said, quote, such destabilizing and arbitrary authority, end quote, was never given to the Maine legislature. They're saying the Maine legislature shouldn't be trusted.
Well, in the court documents, the diocese argues it's the specific alleged perpetrators who should be to blame and not the diocese itself. Attorneys for the victims say the diocese is responsible for failing to keep the alleged victims away from known offenders. And they filed a motion rebutting the legal action from the diocese and expect a decision in the weeks or possibly months ahead.
You could see a $450 check from the state in a matter of weeks. It's meant to help offset high heating costs, and it's part of an emergency heating relief plan, which the governor said was her first priority. Both the House and the Senate passed the measure Wednesday, and within the hour, the governor signed it. Brad Rogers has more.
Well, with the bill now signed into law, eligible Mainers can expect to start receiving those $450 checks by mid-January. Once again, the House passed the Emergency Winter Energy Relief Plan by a wide margin, more than enough votes to pass the emergency measure. The Senate then narrowly got the two-thirds vote needed to pass the emergency measure, but not before debating the bill. Republican Senator Eric Brakey told members of the Senate this bill is nothing but a crutch for the people of Maine.
As far as crutches go, there are items in this bill I would gladly approve if they were standalone items.
The bill also includes $40 million in home heating assistance and $10 million in emergency fuel assistance to help low-income Mainers. It also adds $21 million to the Emergency Housing Relief Fund aimed at preventing homelessness this winter. But Senator Jeff Timberlake says this money does nothing to fund drug treatment programs or increase reimbursements to home health agencies.
Well, we didn't even discuss other options of ways that maybe we could fund the nursing homes in the state of Maine.
Other Republicans don't understand why couples earning nearly $200,000 should qualify for these checks.
If you think the cutoff should be $200,000 and that the person that makes $199 should qualify for these checks, I do not agree with that.
But Democratic Senator Maddie Daughtry says what this emergency measure will do is help 77 families in her community now at risk of losing their homes.
These are 77 people that I know when I vote today that I'm voting for them to make sure that they are able to not only have a roof over their heads but be able to stay warm.
The bill provides $450 relief checks to roughly 880,000 Mainers. Couples who qualify get $900.
That's our friend Brad Rogers reporting there. That's certainly going to help some Mainers out there. And busy day for the governor, too. Not only did she sign that, but she was also inaugurated.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. We'll check that out later as well. Well, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, Governor Mills takes the oath of office during her inauguration.
As promised, we'll take you there. But first, another check of our forecast. A messy day ahead, a wintry mix across Maine roadways. The high today around 29 degrees. It will continue tonight into tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, another chance of snow. The highs tomorrow just a bit warmer at 33 degrees.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Hello, Eastern Maine. Watch You Bet Your Life weekdays at 10 a.m. here on ABC 7.
How do you figure that it's not your fault? If not yours, then whose?
Marilyn Millian.
Look, Miss.
Don't call me Miss, it's Judge.
Well, Miss Judge.
Not Miss Judge, just Judge.
The People's Court.
I like this style, Judge.
All this week at 4 on ABC 7.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Yesterday marked the official beginning of Governor Janet Mills' second term. The inauguration was held at the Augusta Civic Center, and our Devin Dagnall was there.
Governor Janet Mills spoke at her second inauguration. In her speech, she welcomed a predominantly female legislature.
Madam Secretary of State, Madam Speaker, Madam Chief Justice. I like the way this is going.
She also focused on her accomplishments in the past.
We provided universal free meals in the public schools. We provided free community college to recent high school grads.
But throughout her speech, she focused on hope.
Hope is not an easy thing. It's not mere wishful thinking. It's not just trying to do what we did yesterday in the same old way. Hope is disruptive. It is, after all, a four-letter word. It challenges and changes the way we do things, and it calls on us to advance and adapt while preserving everything we are as a people and all the values we hold dear. And more than ever before, because of everything we have been through and because of everything we are, hope resides here in Maine.
That was Devin Dagnall reporting. Now, the festivities will continue today. I believe they're having the inaugural ball later today at the Augusta Civic Center. That is not open to the public, but we certainly wish her the best of luck as she starts her second term.
Man, I had a ball gown all ready to
go. Did you really?
Yeah.
We're not invited, though, so hopefully they have a good time. Yeah, they have a big thing for kids, I think, this afternoon.
Cool.
And later on, the adults will have their inaugural ball. So, all right, moving on to other news now. Healthcare systems around the country are having a hard time bouncing back from the pandemic, and Northern Light Health is no exception. Changes are being put in place as the system tries to recover. The system runs 10 hospitals all around the state. In early December, Northern Light announced Quest Diagnostics would manage 9 of Northern Light Health's hospital labs, as well as the lab at Northern Light Cancer Care in Brewer. Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center closed its Orono primary care practice as of January 1st. And on Monday, the system announced it is also temporarily reducing hours at the walk-in care location on Union Street in Bangor while they continue to restructure their care model. They do plan to resume 7-day-a-week service there later this winter. A statement from Senior Vice President and Chief of Marketing Communications Suzanne Spruce said, quote, "Throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, Northern Light Health was driven by a culture of yes, and we demonstrated that by ensuring our communities had continued access to safe care. These were the right choices, but they also added to deeper deficits, which we now need to correct. It is imperative that we take thoughtful and swift action to meet the demands of a rapidly changing healthcare industry." Close quote. Big changes at Northern Light.
Rockland police are educating locals on the use of a life-saving overdose reversal drug. David Ledford has the story.
On January 5th, the Rockland Police Department, in partnership with Options Maine and Sweetster Developmental Services, will be holding a public training on how to administer naloxone, which reverses the effects of an opioid overdose. The session will begin at 5:30 p.m. at the Rockland City Hall Council Chambers. According to Rockland Police Department officials, the drug, commonly known by the brand name Narcan, can mean the difference between life and death.
It's been a problem all over the country and the state and Rockland. The importance of Narcan and having these harm reduction tools is life-saving, literally.
While the use of naloxone is commonly associated with a fentanyl overdose, officials say the medication is often used to counteract other opioids. Options Maine, an opioid education group, wants to spread awareness of the issue. According to Will Buckland, the Options liaison for Knox County, providing an overdosed individual with naloxone is a straightforward process.
Pull Narcan out, you would insert it into the nostril. Very much like any allergy medication, you just press the plunger, the naloxone exits.
According to MaineDrugData.org, there were 8,488 total overdoses in the state in 2022, as per the most recent data, 565 of which were fatal. Given the frequency, Buckland says that everyone should have naloxone in their first aid kit and wants to assure Mainers that the drug is safe to keep around.
Comparing it to even ibuprofen, naloxone is very safe. If there's no opioids in your system, it's going to have zero effect. The only instance that naloxone has an effect on someone is when there's opioids in their system.
To get access to naloxone or learn more about the effects of opioid use, visit knowyouroptions.me. In Rockland, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
And the time now is 6:19. Coming up after the break, we'll hear from the artist that does the designs on local fire trucks.
Plus the latest from Washington, where the House still doesn't have a speaker and the Congress hasn't been seated. We'll be right back with the details.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dark or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves.
Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
Oh, that feels so good. What a sweetheart. I'm so lucky.
These socks are so soft. And her feet don't smell? These would be perfect for hunting season.
Moisture wicking, odor resistant, hypoallergenic, softer than cashmere, and warmer than wool. Get your alpaca socks and more at the Blue Alpaca. Feel the difference.
Hey babe, can I borrow these socks?
Jamar Construction Products in Bangor continues to grow to meet our customers' needs, supplying products for site work contractors, concrete contractors, and survey and safety supplies. We are proud to be the local dealer for Hilti, Valley Blades, U.S. Fabrics, and Euclid Chemical, plus so much more. Stop by and see us at 1270 Hammond Street or give us a call at 907-4491. If you dig it, pour it, plow it, fasten it, lay it, or lift it, Jamar Construction Products can help you.
Welcome back, everyone. Massachusetts intends to finance up to 40% of a wind power project in far northern Maine. That potentially gives Maine the partner it needs to make that project become a reality. The Massachusetts Department of Energy Resources has determined in a public finding that the 1,000 megawatt project would bring clean energy to the state while also reducing ratepayer costs in the winter. The Aroostook County project, called King Pine, was proposed by Boston-based Long Road Energy. It would bring power to tens of thousands of homes. Maine officials say the project has found a needed financial commitment from an outside entity to make sure costs remain as low as possible for ratepayers.
We can all agree that first responders have some of the toughest and most important jobs out there. For them, their equipment can make all the difference when it comes to safety and the quality of work they do. But for Dennis Bean, a firefighter in Orono, he takes pride in his job to the next level. Our chief photographer, Dave Simpson, caught up with him as he put the finishing touches on some of his work.
Another call, and it's like firefighting. In art, you'll never perfect it, but you can always improve, and that's what keeps me motivated to do both. This new truck, especially, there's some changes in the department with the color scheme. We wanted to change that a little bit, make it kind of our own. We thought the black bear is kind of insignia we have here, where we're just up the street and we are the first responding units to the university. I've done some artwork on the other trucks with the black bear, and this one will have one on it too, but it's a surprise. None of the guys have seen it yet. I hand cut them with a knife and then layered them onto the shadows, so it's still got that kind of a personal touch, yet it's not computer generated. It's one of those places I can go to, especially after a tough shift. We have some rough calls. I can just sit back and draw or paint, and I just kind of lose my mind, they'd say. A lot of times people look a very long time to find that passion in life, and I feel that I was blessed with both. So being here at the department and my artwork. So it's been a privilege. I've done several vehicles in the Penobscot County region. Sometimes we show up on a fire and it's like a wall of art. I remember that. It's especially humbling when I can tie the two, my passion for art and my love of being in the fire department. When I can tie the two together like this, it's a win.
Pretty neat.
Really impressive that he's been able to find a niche with that creative passion while also, I mean, doing such a duty to the community.
It must be nice for him. Like he said, when he shows up on a fire scene, it's like a big art display. He can see his art all over the place.
Yeah.
So you don't really think about those things when you see the fire trucks. But
I know, I haven't. I'll think about it differently now. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Good job by him.
Absolutely. The time now is 6:24.
Time to get a full look at our weather forecast.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. This right here is a winter weather advisory that's in effect until about 5 o'clock this afternoon for the counties highlighted here. In the purple, the times might be a little bit different depending on where you're at, so we'll pull this map around for a few spots to see how it goes. Looks like pretty much everyone's at around 5 o'clock for that. In some areas, until 1 o'clock this afternoon for a small crowd advisory, but again, you pull this map to the south and west, and some will expire at around 4 o'clock. So the times are kind of different depending on where you're at, but some wave height issues, and of course, wind shear precipitation moving in, giving us some road conditions issues also being noted, and snow mainly showing up on the radar, but again, a wind shear mix possible as well, mainly sleet and freezing rain as temperatures are below freezing here at the surface. So we're going to be watching this throughout the daytime. Say there will be some breaks with this, but more snow will be possible later on into the day into the overnight period before we catch a little bit of a break as we head towards tomorrow, courtesy of this system right here that's tracking off towards the north and east, bringing this wave of energy with it, so we'll keep the snow chances going today and tonight. A little bit of a wind shear mix can't be ruled out either. Then by later on, we'll start seeing things easing up just in time for the weekend. So moving forward, though, Futurecast showing those snow chances and that wind shear mix as well. We'll keep that going for a bit, maybe backing off at times, but picking up again overnight tonight with another wave that will be developing. But notice just in time for Friday, things finally start to calm down before another wave of snow begins to move in. So we have at least a couple more waves, I should say, of snow between Friday and between now and Friday, I should say, before things start to calm down just in time for the weekend. So a little bit more snow on the way before we're all finished up for your Saturday. So it looks like this at this point. So we're going to run us all the way through at least Thursday evening. So later tonight, though, maybe an inch or two before we're all finished up further off towards the north. Hardly anything toward the south between basically now and Thursday. I would imagine we might see a little bit more than that. But again, if we run this all the way through Friday, at least maybe 1 to 2 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up. Maybe up to 4 inches further off towards the south and east. At least another 4 to 5 inches between now and Saturday. So some accumulating snow on the way. Just make sure to keep an eye on things. Roads may get a little messy from time to time. So your forecast for today, upper 20s on the way. Freezing rain, sleet, and snow. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. As for tonight, mid-20s, snow showers and freezing drizzle on the way. The north wind backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, more snow showers on the way. North wind at about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, we have snow showers through Friday, at least a couple more waves with that. Then Saturday and Sunday, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 30s on Saturday, close to 40, then backing off to the mid-20s Sunday with even more sunshine by that point. Then we're partly cloudy again on Monday, highs in the mid-30s.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard.
At GMA, our New Year's resolution is to help make you better than ever. So this week, it's all about you. Feel better, save better, live better than ever. Now, what could be better than that?
This is so good.
All this week on GMA.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Members of a small community in Utah are reeling this morning following the murders of a local family. The bodies of 8 people were discovered when police were asked to check on their well-being. It happened in the rural town of Enoch, Utah, a small community of about 8,000 residents. The victims include 8 members of the same family. 5 of them are children. Police are now trying to determine who shot them to death, but they don't believe there's an immediate threat to the public.
Developments overnight on Capitol Hill. Kevin McCarthy is reportedly offering new concessions after losing a 6th vote for House Speaker. And because of this gridlock, no members of the House have been sworn in. That means there are 0 members of the House of Representatives right now. ABC's M. Wynn has the latest.
Talk until we get this done.
Overnight, sources say Kevin McCarthy offered key new concessions, hoping to sway far-right Republican holdouts to cast their vote for him as Speaker, a vote he's now lost 6 consecutive times. Sources say the concessions include a rule change that would allow 1 member of the House to call for a vote to oust the future Speaker, down from the original 5 members required by a previous deal. Another concession on the table, putting more members of the House Freedom Caucus on the powerful House Rules Committee. And a promise to vote on bills that conservatives have been pushing on border security and term limits for House members. However, even with those concessions, sources say McCarthy is still unlikely to have the votes needed to secure the Speaker's gavel.
The House stands adjourned until noon tomorrow.
Last night, the House agreed to adjourn instead of holding another vote, giving McCarthy more time to make deals. But in what's likely a sign of things to come in the narrowly divided House, even the vote to adjourn was a nail-biter, with 4 far-right Republicans joining all Democrats in voting against adjourning. Some Republicans now say this isn't so much about McCarthy as it is about not bending to the will of a small minority.
I don't think the vast majority of pro-McCarthy Republicans in the Congress really think it's just about Kevin McCarthy. This is about making sure that we do not reward dysfunction.
President Biden knocked Republicans, calling it embarrassing that the vote was taking so long.
It's not a good look, and I hope they get their act together.
The House is scheduled to return today at noon, and until a Speaker is chosen, the House cannot pass bills or even swear in its new members. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said last night that the Republican gridlock shows disrespect for the institution.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, Tuesday was move-in day for Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness into their new building in downtown Bangor.
This, as well as your full forecast, it's a messy one. We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Fear, pain, and anxiety are all feelings associated with dental treatments, but it doesn't have to be that way. Dental lasers offer a way to remove tooth decay without using the dental drill. In fact, we do most dental fillings here at Twin City Dental without numbing, so no needle. And for treatments like root canals or having many teeth extracted, we also provide IV sedation. So call Twin City Dental for your next dentist appointment.
Does your vehicle need a little more work? Have an odd sound coming from somewhere? Bring it over to Jackson's Automotive in Old Town. We have the best technicians and offer a fair price. We also accept all aftermarket protection plans. Now, if you're unable to drive your vehicle to us, we can help you get it here. Also, if you'd like to protect your vehicle for years to come, we offer Wool Wax undercarriage protection. We're located at 546 Main Street in Old Town. Give us a call at 827-2676.
On the next Last Man Standing.
I think it's time for me to go out and get myself a real boyfriend. It's not like going to the pound and picking out a puppy.
It's Valentine's Day.
I'm here to congratulate the 3 of you on being finalists for the position of Eve's boyfriend.
And love is in the air.
A stun gun.
Not just a stun gun, a great one. That thing will take down a moose.
You got your wife a taser for Valentine's Day?
You want to try it out?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. Not sure what the weather will be in your neck of the woods, but there's a 100% chance of Luke showing up near you. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes throughout Maine. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe. In Bangor.
Now today is Thursday, January 5th, 2023. It's also National Bird Day, intended to bring awareness to the massive animal group, which is under particular threat since bird populations are considered the barometer of our planet's environmental health. The fact that so many bird species are under threat because of the illegal pet trade, disease, and habitat loss means it's a good topic to be considering and having conversations about. I'll tell you what, I came home yesterday and it was like a scene from the birds. So this is the exact opposite. I'd say the crow population is doing very well. There's like thousands of crows all around my house yesterday.
So you're in one of those areas where they do that?
They were like working their way along the Penobscot River. I noticed they were all hunkering down around my house. I came out and I made a noise when I was getting out of my truck, and they all started screeching at me. It's kind of freaky when you have that many animals speaking back at you.
That used to happen at the house I grew up in the east side of Bangor, kind of near the river, not super close, a few blocks away. Yeah. But they'll do that all along, and there's the Catholic cemetery over on the edge of the river, and they do that. They all kind of congregate there.
I don't know what they're doing, but
I've never Googled it, and it's always been something I've been like, going on?
I watched them for a while. It was interesting.
That is cool.
Anyway, the crows are doing okay.
The crows are doing good, thank God. Well, and if you want to learn more about rare bird species native to Maine, clearly not the crows. They're doing great. They're so smart. Well, you can check out the MaineAudubon.org. They often hold birding field trip events that are open to the public. I'm pretty sure there's one coming up in the next 7 days or so.
Eagles are doing great too, by the way.
Yeah.
I used to cover stories back in the 80s and 90s when the population of eagles were really diminishing. But if you look around now, you see eagles all over the place, especially along the Penobscot.
Which is great, and I really think it does have a lot to do with the legislative policies put in place to protect them, because those lead sinkers used by fishermen back in the day.
Yeah, they changed the pesticides that kind of weaken the eggs, that kind of thing. So things are changing, and you know, that's an example of what can happen when you do protect a species and take action.
Absolutely, good point. Well, on this day in history, this one being specific to Maine. In 1786, a report was issued by the Second Convention to discuss the possibility of Maine separating from Massachusetts, asserting that Boston merchants benefit unfairly at Maine's expense because of trade regulations involving lumber. The report also says that Boston officials didn't represent Maine interests, and Maine residents were at a disadvantage in court proceedings because all the hearings were held in Boston and all the court records were also kept there.
We all know how that one ended up. Yep. And for national history on this day in 1930, Bonnie Parker met Clyde Barrow for the first time at Clarence Clay's house. And in 1934, Boston's Fenway Park caught fire for the second time, which led to the construction of the Green Monster, which was made of, what's that? I can't read the word.
Made of wood.
Made of wood and covered in tin and concrete to be fire resistant. I didn't know that.
Right.
And I think kind of like a fire break.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, this was during the Depression, so they're like, we got to stop having fires.
Right. Everything was really made of wood back then, too, so a fire would just race right through it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think they went and re-renovated it again, or just renovated it back in the 80s as well. Well, for birthdays today, we have award-winning actor Robert Duvall, who's 91 today. Actress Diane Keaton is 76, and actor Bradley Cooper is 47.
Happy birthday to all of them. Yeah. Well, time now for the weather, and it really is just quite a mess out there, folks. You want to be forewarned before you head out for the day. It took me quite a while just to scrape off my windshield. We've had freezing rain falling here in the Bangor area, coating everything with ice, making the roads very slippery. We've been hearing from other places where they're getting more snow.
Yep.
I saw a live cam from over in Greenville this morning, and they had light snow falling there. So depending on where you are, it's just really messy conditions out there. A lot of schools have closed for the day or are opening late, so you may want to check ahead before you head out. Just take it easy. You know, leave yourself a lot of extra time because it is pretty dangerous out there.
Absolutely. On that note, I mean, scraping off my windshield, it's also the rear view mirrors and the passenger windows. It's everything.
Yeah. Start your car. Let it warm up ahead of time for a while if you can.
Here's Devin Biggs.
Hey, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. So we have winter weather advisories that are in effect. They run until about 5 o'clock this afternoon for these areas here, and that's because we do have some snow and a winter mix that is moving, and it's going to make roads a little bit slippery from time to time. We also have small cat advisories up until 1 o'clock this afternoon for this area right here. We'll pull this map further off towards the south and west, and some will expire at 4 p.m. So the times are going to be kind of various with regards to expiration times. So In general, small craft advisories along the coast today. Winter weather advisories being noted here in the purple because of some travel issues with the winter mix and some accumulating snow that is moving in now, and we're seeing it. Look at this. So we have snow being indicated here in the blue and the darker blues, indicating some heavier precipitation further off towards the south and west. That pink indicating a wintry mix or some freezing rain in a few areas, and further to the south and west in the green, of course, regular rain also being indicated. Let's zoom things out. This is that wave of energy here riding along this front, so we'll keep this going for parts of today. We'll get a little bit of a break, but maybe one more wave as we head towards tomorrow before things finally begin to ease up. But as for the winds, again, they're a little gusty out there. Sustained winds up to 10 miles per hour out of the northeast, especially over the ocean, and that is why those small craft advisories are in effect. Moving forward for today, there's a snow in that winter mix. Maybe a break later today, but more development on the way later on tonight before we start to wrap things up as we head towards your Friday morning. So your forecast for today, upper 20s, freezing rain, sleet, and snow on the way. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. That hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period will keep the snow in that wintry mix going. Temperatures in the 20s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
Definitely be careful out there. I know the Penobscot Sheriff's Department just released a please be careful on the roads today message.
And you heard we're getting more snow around here now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's turning over.
It switched.
So.
Yep. Well, the organization Wabanaki Public Health and Wellness has officially moved into the vacant Central Street building in downtown Bangor. That's what used to be Epic Sports. It will serve as a cultural center and the new home for the organization with special features, they say, like a cafe with traditional Indigenous food options and an opportunity to climb a simulated knife's edge from Katahdin.
Kind of like Mount Katahdin, yeah.
Right. The organization is known for their work serving the 4 federally recognized tribes in Maine by providing public health and social services to all Wabanaki communities and individuals. To learn details about the expansive ways they work for Maine's Indigenous population communities, head to wabanakihw.org.
Going to be interesting to see what they do there. Nice to see that Grant building come back to life, too.
Yeah, we've needed something in there.
Yeah.
Well, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have your latest with local sports.
Don't go away.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order statewide. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dock or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on ABC 7 News at 11. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
You bet your life. We're big talent. Teams up to win big.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. We will start with the big news, dropped around 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Just one day after agreeing on a deal to avoid arbitration, the Boston Red Sox and Rafael Devers have agreed to a long-term extension. Boston and their all-star third baseman, who came up through the farm system, have agreed on an 11-year contract worth $331 million. So about $30 million a year. The contract puts him at, like I said, $30 million a year would make him the 4th highest paid third baseman in the MLB. Devers hit .295 last year with 27 home runs and 88 runs batted in, and started the All-Star game for the American League. So he's really been a star for the last few years, and a big day for Red Sox Nation as Rafi will be in Boston until his 37th birthday. Let's move on now. Some positive news on the Damar Hamlin front on Wednesday as well. While the safety still remains in critical condition, it's been reported that doctors saw signs of improvement overnight. ESPN saying it was, quote, promising readings that they were hoping to see by the morning. The entire nation, not just the sports world, continues to pour in support. His Toy Drive charity has now raised over $6 million, with over $18,000 coming from the Patriots and Robert Kraft. And every NFL stadium has been lit up in red and blue these past few days in support of Damar. Moving on now, let's hit the hardwood. Maine women's basketball tipped off their America East home opener Wednesday night. As for the men, they begin their America East schedule on Thursday. And after their toughest non-conference slate in years, they're ready to make some noise. Ryan Sudol has more.
Maine men's basketball starts America East Conference play Thursday, a conference they were picked to finish last in the preseason.
It motivates us a lot, like it's in our locker room, hanging up. We know it's not easy because we're starting from the bottom, but I think, through practice and the games we've played, we've given each other confidence.
You don't want to put too much weight in preseason polls. I mean, no one really knew what our group was, but there's no question that you're going to use it as motivation. It's time for us, now that we're heading into conference play, to earn respect.
The Black Bears certainly earned respect in their last game, where a fourth-quarter comeback forced overtime against Harvard.
I think it shows that we have no quit, and I think it shows how tough and gritty we are, and I think that was good for us because going into conference, usually, they're one, two possession games.
We got a group that's really resilient. They're going to fight. They're going to leave everything they have on the court. It might not always end in the result that you want, but they're giving themselves a chance every night.
One of the big reasons for the Black Bears' resiliency is the surge brought by first-year coach Chris Markwood. He's got some great wins under his belt so far, but he's still learning.
It's just a different deal, and just like our players are learning on a daily basis, I'm trying to figure out who I am as a head coach. So there's just a lot of learning, a lot of growing for me to continue to do, and I love that aspect of what I do.
Markwood and the Black Bears will put the lessons they've learned to the test Thursday, as their first conference game is against 12-2 UMass Lowell.
They're a pretty good team. They got quick guards and bigs who know how to score down low.
I told our guys this is a great first game of conference play to kind of see where you stand, because you're going up against a top 2 or top 3 team.
I think if we stick to our principles defensively and share the ball offensively, we should come out with a win.
Reporting for ABC 7 Fox 22, I'm Ryan Sudol.
Thanks for that, Ryan. We're going to stay with Maine basketball now. Like we said, the women playing their conference home opener on Wednesday. So we'll head back to the pit where Amy Vachon and the Black Bears have that home opener. They are hosting UMass Lowell, and the Black Bears looking for win number 2 in America East play. Riverhawks are looking for their first. First quarter is where we will start off the inbounds. Abby Lawrence finds Ann Simon. She buries the corner 3 right in the defense's face. Maine up early. And then Simon again on the drive. She gets that contested lay-in to go. But Lowell, they would fight back hard. Here's Kaylin Barnwarising. She nails the mid-range for 2. And this would go back and forth all night. Another bucket for Simon here on the inside. Riverhawks took it to overtime, but Maine would hang on to win 70-63. All right, let's stay in Orono now for some Class B North boys action. Golden Bucks, they are ready to go. Orono Red Riots, they are ready to go. And the Riots, they would start hot. Ellis Spalding here on the drive and kick. He finds Brady Hughes, the freshman. He nails the triple. And then it's going to be Hughes again, this time on the fast break, getting it from Will Francis and knocking down the corner 3. But Bucksport would come back, though, and they would come back hard. Cameron Weber here on the offensive end. He's going to nail the mid-range jumper for 2. Nice little pump fake there, and then gets the jumper to go in the teeth of the D. But Orono would be in control all night. Hughes misses the floater here, but Will Francis is there for the putback. Riots go on to win 69-54. To our final tilt of the night we go. Old Town Coyotes are looking to stay perfect. They're playing the Trojans from MDI. Old Town is up in the 4th, and they are just trying to put this one away on the fast break. It's going to be Sage Evans here from the mid-range, and that one is good. And then on the fast break, or not on the break again, in the half-court offense, it's going to be Gabrielle Cody. This time she finishes with the left here. And then just to put the nail in the coffin is going to be Michaela Emerson, and she is going to be money from deep here from the corner. Old Town improves to 8-0 with the win. Final score, 49-21. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing with 25 years experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence. Why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing. Don't miss out. Call Renewal by Andersen today.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, the world celebrates the life of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Tens of thousands are gathering to pay their respects today.
The 95-year-old former pontiff being remembered as a modest leader and servant of the church. Pope Francis will preside and deliver the homily at the Mass. ABC's Mike Marza has more from Rome.
It's a Catholic thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
This morning, remembering and celebrating the life of Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI. Tens of thousands around the world gathered at St. Peter's Square for his funeral service. Many praying, others emotional.
Dominus tecum.
On a foggy, cool morning in Vatican City, ushers carrying out the coffin of St. Peter's Basilica. Cardinals and other religious leaders in attendance, as well as delegations from Italy and Germany, even royalty. Benedict's death comes after 10 years of virtual seclusion, the first pope in some 600 years to resign from office. His successor, Pope Francis, presiding over the funeral mass in Vatican City. The first time in modern history, a current pope will eulogize a retired pope.
He's going to be remembered as one of the greatest intellects in the history of the church, which is saying something in 2,000 years.
Before he died, Benedict made clear he wanted a simple ceremony. This one, in contrast to when Pope John Paul II died, where more than 500,000 people were at the funeral. But his nearly 8-year reign overshadowed with a sex abuse scandal that's rocked the church. And in the biographical text buried with him, it reads, he firmly fought against crimes committed by representatives of the clergy against minors and vulnerable people. Benedict's body had been lying in state at the Basilica since Monday, where more than 200,000 people filed past to pay their respects. Benedict's coffin, containing several papal items symbolizing his role as bishop and pope, will be brought back into the basilica for a private service before he is buried in the crypt under the church as he wished.
And we're going to take one final check of the forecast. Do we have that live video up? I don't want to call on them. I didn't tell them I was going to use it, but if they have it, we'll check it out. I guess not. We'll do that in the next. We'll do that in the next hour. Just be careful out there. It's very slippery out there. A little bit of snow falling today. Freezing rain. You know the drill. Drive safely. Here's Devin.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. This right here is a winter weather advisory that's in effect until about 5 o'clock this afternoon for the counties highlighted here in the purple. The times might be a little bit different depending on where you're at, so we'll pull this map around for a few spots to see how it goes. It looks like pretty much everyone's at around 5 o'clock for that. In some areas, until 1 o'clock this afternoon for a small crowd advisory. But again, you pull this map to the south and west, and some will expire at around 4 o'clock. So the times are kind of different depending on where you're at. But some wave height issues, and of course, wintry precipitation moving in, giving us some road conditions issues also being noted, and snow mainly showing up on the radar. But again, a wintry mix possible as well, mainly sleet and freezing rain as temperatures are below freezing here at the surface. So we're going to be watching this throughout the daytime. Say there will be some breaks with this, but more snow will be possible later on to the day into the overnight period before we catch a little bit of a break as we head towards tomorrow, courtesy of this system right here that's tracking off towards the north and east, bringing this wave of energy with it, so we'll keep the snow chances going today and tonight. A little bit of a wintry mix can't be ruled out either. And by later on, we'll start seeing things easing up just in time for the weekend. So moving forward, though, Futurecast showing those snow chances in that wintry mix as well. We'll keep that going for a bit, maybe backing off at times, but picking up again overnight tonight with another wave that will be developing. But notice just in time for Friday, things finally start to calm down before another wave of snow begins to move in. So we have at least a couple more waves, I should say, of snow between Friday and between now and Friday, I should say, before things start to calm down just in time for the weekend. So a little bit more snow on the way before we're all finished up for your Saturday. So it looks like this at this point. So we're going to run us all the way through at least Thursday evening. So later tonight, though, maybe an inch or two before we're all finished up further off towards the north. Hardly anything toward the south between basically now and Thursday. I would imagine we might see a little bit more than that. But again, if we run this all the way through Friday, at least maybe 1 to 2 inches in a few areas before we're all finished up. Maybe up to 4 inches further off towards the south and east. At least another 4 to 5 inches between now and Saturday. So some accumulating snow on the way. Just make sure to keep an eye on things. Roads may get a little messy from time to time. So your forecast for today, upper 20s on the way. Freezing rain, sleet, and snow. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. As for tonight, mid-20s, snow showers and freezing drizzle on the way. The north wind backing off to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And for tomorrow, lower 30s, more snow showers on the way. North wind at about 5 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So again, we have snow showers through Friday, at least a couple more waves with that. Then Saturday and Sunday, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 30s on Saturday, close to 40, then backing off to the mid-20s Sunday with even more sunshine by that point. Then we're partly cloudy again on Monday, highs in the mid-30s.
Who's on it with Jardians?
Free. Jump. We're the ones getting it done.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're on it with Jardians.
Join the growing number of people who are on it with the once daily pill, Jardians. Jardians not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardians may help you lose some weight.
Jardians may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardians with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
We're on it.
We're on it. We're on it with Jardians.
Ask your doctor about Jardians.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
Find your beat, your moment of calm. Find your potential, then own it. Support your immune system with a potent blend of nutrients and emerge your best every day with Emergency.
Your path to the finals starts now. What is Mandarin? What is a luau?
Who is Van Gogh?
Find out which of these three will qualify for our last semifinal and the $1 million grand prize for charity.
Celebrity Jeopardy! New episodes return on an all.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider and the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, we have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And